Toyota is going all in on the next big leap in electric vehicle technology: solid-state batteries. They're not just making a bet, they're pushing $13.6 billion to the center of the table, aiming to shake up the EV world with game-changing specs: 745 miles of range, 10-minute charging, and batteries that are twice as durable while costing half as much. This isn't some far-fetched startup dream or a theoretical lab experiment to Toyota. They are making it a reality with plans to hit the road by 2027. To put that in perspective, 745 miles isn't just an upgrade, it's nearly double the range of today's top-performing EV, the Lucid Air. Imagine driving from New York to Chicago without needing to stop for a recharge. But the real game-changer is a 50% reduction in battery costs. Since batteries make up about 30% of an EV's price tag, this isn't just a step forward. It's a potential knockout punch for competitors still relying on traditional lithium-ion technology. Now, if this sounds too good to be true, you're not alone in thinking that. The EV market is full of flashy promises that never materialized. But this isn't just any company making bold claims, it's Toyota, the same brand that revolutionized hybrids with the Prius. When they move, the entire auto industry feels the shockwaves. So what's behind this breakthrough? The answer is in the name: solid-state batteries. Unlike today's lithium-ion packs that use liquid electrolytes, essentially forcing ions to slog through a thick soup, solid-state batteries swap that liquid for a solid material. The result is faster ion movement, greater energy density, and vastly improved safety, meaning no more terrifying battery fires. Okay, now let's geek out for a second. Toyota is likely using sulfide-based solid electrolytes like lithium germanium phosphorus sulfide or lithium sulfide. No need to memorize those names, honestly. What really matters is that these materials let ions zip through the battery at speeds exponentially faster than their liquid-based counterparts. It's the kind of breakthrough that could actually turn the entire EV market on its head. On the cathode side, you can expect a high nickel composition, possibly NCM 811, which is 80% nickel, 10% cobalt, and 10% manganese, or maybe even 90% nickel. This setup allows for greater energy density. The anode is likely lithium metal, which offers theoretical capacities up to 10 times higher than conventional graphite anodes. One of the biggest hurdles Toyota has reportedly overcome is dendrite formation. These are tiny needle-like structures that can grow from the anode and short-circuit the battery. Their solution probably involves really precise control of the solid electrolyte interface, also known as the SEI layer. The manufacturing process itself will be a radical departure from current methods. Instead of winding electrodes and separators into cylindrical or prismatic cells, we're looking at techniques more like semiconductor production. Think deposition of nanometer-thick layers in highly controlled environments. So, less burrito, more layer cake. Now let's talk numbers. The global EV market is projected to hit 40 million annual sales by 2030, with a total market value approaching $1 trillion. If Toyota brings solid-state to market at scale, they could capture a massive slice of that pie. Even a 10% market share would mean 4 million vehicles, more than Toyota's entire global sales in 2021. But solid-state isn't just about cars. This tech could revolutionize energy storage for renewables, consumer electronics, and even aerospace. We're talking about a total addressable market in the trillions. Toyota isn't just building a better car, they're potentially reshaping entire industries. Of course, challenges remain. Scaling up production of solid-state batteries is notoriously tricky. The materials are finicky, sensitive to moisture and oxygen. One wrong move and the whole thing collapses. But Toyota isn't backing down. They filed over 8,000 solid-state battery patents in the last 3 years alone. That's not just throwing darts at a board, that's a coordinated, all-out assault on the problem. They've also partnered with Japanese oil refiner Idemitsu Kosan to scale up production, focusing on sulfide solid electrolytes, potentially the key to mass manufacturing. Alright, so now let's talk market impact. If Toyota delivers, it could send shockwaves through the entire automotive industry. Tesla, long considered the EV leader, might see its technological edge evaporate overnight. Solid-state batteries promise longer lifespans, reducing waste and the need for frequent replacements. They're also potentially easier to recycle. And, combined with the elimination of cobalt, this aligns perfectly with growing demands for sustainable technology. But, Toyota isn't alone in this race. Volkswagen-backed QuantumScape and BMW-partnered Solid Power are also gunning for solid-state supremacy. The next few years will be critical. Toyota aims to begin rolling out these batteries in 2027 to 2028 with mass production ramping up towards 2030. QuantumScape, backed by Volkswagen and Bill Gates, is targeting 2024 to 2025 for initial production. Their stock has been on a wild ride, soaring over $130 in 2020 before crashing back down to under $10 in 2023. So, what's Toyota's advantage? Well, they've got deep pockets with $55 billion in cash and equivalents as of 2023, decades of battery experience, and a vast patent portfolio. They're not just participating in the race, they're trying to own the track. If they can deliver, it could mark the beginning of the end for internal combustion engines and current EV battery technology alike. We might look back on this as the moment when electric vehicles truly came of age, surpassing their gas-guzzling ancestors in every meaningful metric. The stakes couldn't be higher. We're not just talking about the future of one company or even one industry. This is about the future of energy storage and transportation at large. It's about reshaping our cities, our power grids, and our relationship with energy. For investors, this presents both enormous opportunities and significant risks. Toyota, as a diversified automaker, offers a relatively safe way to bet on solid-state tech. Pure-play companies like QuantumScape offer higher potential returns, but with much greater risk, as their success or failure hinges entirely on the viability of their solid-state technology. Building on this momentum, the implications of a successful solid-state rollout extend far beyond Toyota's own showroom floor. Should they achieve mass production, Toyota could pivot from being a battery consumer to a dominant battery supplier, licensing their proven technology to other automakers who were left behind in the solid-state race. This would create a powerful new revenue stream and fundamentally alter the competitive landscape, reducing the industry's reliance on a handful of current battery giants. Furthermore, the entire logistics of EV ownership and infrastructure would be transformed. The combination of ultra-fast charging and extreme range effectively eliminates range anxiety, the most significant psychological barrier for many potential EV adopters. This could dramatically accelerate the global adoption rate of electric vehicles, pushing it past even the most optimistic current projections. Gas stations would face an existential threat, necessitating a rapid and costly transition to ultra-fast charging hubs to remain relevant, while the reduced strain on the electrical grid from shorter, less frequent charging sessions could alleviate one of the major practical hurdles to a fully electrified transportation system. However, the path forward remains a high-stakes technological tightrope. The history of battery development is littered with breakthroughs that failed to transition from the controlled environment of the lab to the harsh realities of high-speed, cost-effective manufacturing. The precise deposition of nanometer-thick layers required for solid-state batteries is an order of magnitude more complex and potentially more expensive than current methods. Any hiccup in yield rates or material consistency could delay timelines and inflate costs, eroding the very price advantage that makes the technology so compelling. Therefore, the next few years will be a critical period of validation. The industry will be watching for more than just press releases. It will demand concrete evidence. The first production-ready prototypes must be rigorously tested by independent parties to verify their claimed performance, safety, and durability. Toyota's ability to demonstrate a scalable automated manufacturing process will be the true indicator of whether the solid-state future is imminent or still on the distant horizon. The company that revolutionized the industry once with the Prius is now betting its legacy on leading the second and far more profound electric revolution. In conclusion, Toyota's solid-state battery initiative isn't just another product development, it's a potential paradigm shift. The company that perfects this technology won't just dominate the automotive industry, they'll hold the keys to powering our entire world. The race is on, the stakes are astronomical, and Toyota has just taken the lead. So buckle up, folks, the next few years are going to be one hell of a ride. The EV revolution is about to hit hyperdrive, and solid-state batteries are the nitrous boost. Welcome to the future, it's going